What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wild Talk. This is episode 3. I am your host, Wild Bill TV, joined by my beautiful co-host, ZooTube94. Zoo, how you doing today, brother?
I'm great. How about you, bud?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. For those who
Hell
are
yeah.
keeping track of the episodes, we did miss an episode last week. Kind of got a
Yep.
little crazy, got away from us. We didn't think there was a ton of news to talk about. There were some things, but ultimately, we both just kind of ran out of time, didn't have any time to do an episode. So we do apologize for missing last week, but we are back. We have another episode this week. Today is, Wednesday, the 28th
Yeah,
of October.
28th.
Yeah. So we're going to try to continue with, the every week kind of concept here. And as always, I think we have another good show ahead of us. We have some good talking points, I think.
Yeah, this week was a bit low
It was,
on
yeah, it was.
news,
Yes.
but I think we picked out some good ones.
I do too. I do too. And this one was a little split. Like, I feel like our first episode, you got like all of the talking points, and then the second one, we kind of
hmm
we both contributed. This one was like it was just thrown together like literally right before we got on. So this
Yeah.
one was a little different than normal, but I still think we have some solid topics that we're going to talk about tonight. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first one that we have to talk about that has been the talk all around the internet, especially over Twitter, all over Reddit, Cyberpunk 2077
Yep.
delayed again. And this is not the first time we've talked about Cyberpunk on our show. In our very early stages of the show, this is only the third episode,
Yeah.
and we've already talked about it at least once, and I think possibly in both of the other episodes. So
I think we also made a meme about it
We-
getting delayed again.
yeah, yeah.
And it actually came true.
It actually came true. So for those who don't know or haven't, seen it, or if you're living under a rock, Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed again. It is delayed now until December 10th, which is only 21 days later than it was first delayed to, which was November 19th.
Yep.
But those 21 days, they are saying the reason for the delays, why they need those extra 21 days, is because of shipping purposes. So not necessarily physically shipping the game. I mean, that's part of it, but it's the
Yeah.
shipping out a game to 3 separate consoles. So they have to ship out a game for PC, for current gen, and then next gen consoles. So
Yep.
what I found online, I was doing a bunch of research on it. They actually did a presentation, like a teleconference, after they announced their delay, and their CEO, Adam, I don't even know how you say his last name, Kaczynski. That might be right. That might be wrong. Terrible with names. He kind of gave some
Yeah.
information on what's going on. But basically, with the delay, they have 9 different versions of the game. So they have, and I don't know what the 9 are, so maybe you can help me. I just didn't think about them. So PC is 1. You
Yeah.
have your Xbox old gen, Xbox new gen, so that's 3 right there. Then you got 2 more for
PS4.
PS4. That's 5. What's 4?
Stadia is one of them.
Stadia? Okay. So
For
didn't know it was
some
coming to
reason.
Stadia. I didn't even know people still used Google Stadia. So
Yeah, it's dying.
yeah, so that's their reasoning behind it. Is they have 9 different versions of this game that they have to ship. They have to test, they have to play, they have to send out. So why don't we talk about this delay first off, regardless of the shipping and everything? Do you know how many times the game has been delayed currently?
Well, the game was first announced in May of 2012.
That
Which is
2012?
2012.
Oh my.
So it was originally set for April 26th or 16th of 2020.
Okay.
Then it was set back to September 17th,
Mm-hmm.
then November 19th, and now the 10th of December.
So is that 5? Did you say 5 dates there? Is that 5?
No, that's 4.
4 dates. Okay.
Yep.
That's insane. 4 different delays, all within the same year. So this game is quite easily the most anticipated game of 2020, right?
Of course.
And it's going to be coming out with barely any time in 2020 left. You're not even going to have a full month of 2020 to play the game, and it's the most anticipated of 2020 if it doesn't get delayed again, which I can't imagine it will. I don't know if that's just me having wishful thinking, because they've already told us once, and I think just once, they confirmed completely there will be no more delays, which obviously was a lie. So I
They
don't
might
know
have
if
said that before.
they might have. Yeah,
before
I
the
don't
other
know.
delays.
Yeah, so yeah, the one thing that I found funny in the teleconference that their CEO Kaczynski was saying is he said these 21 days is going to allow them to obviously get the games prepared and shipped for these 9 separate versions they have. But one of his other things he said was, um, first impressions are key. And if
Yep.
we have these extra 21 days, we know that the game is going to be more polished. And when you play it, it's going to be a better first impression, which I agree with. I think first impressions are key. But what if we look at that on the other side, where the first impressions we have of this game are just continuous delays and CD Projekt Red saying, hey, we're not going to do any delays or we're not going to force any mandatory crunches. But then guess what? They force mandatory crunches.
Yep.
Then they do all these delays and they guarantee no more delays. And then there's another delay. So in your mind, first impressions, has that already been hit? Like, is there a little bit of a negative side effect to this first impression already?
Well, I've never been a CD Projekt Red fan already.
Okay.
So them making this game, I was interested because I really love Blade Runner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just like it keeps just getting worse and worse. I'm like, I want it to succeed, but I don't think it will at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're getting to the point now where the game is going to be. I think the game is going to be good. I do, but I think the game has gotten to a point where it's so overly hyped. Where all these delays, everything is announced in 2012, which I didn't even realize. That is so long ago. But I think it's just overly hyped at this point where I think it's going to fall flat for a lot of people's expectations. I think you're going to have the big CD Projekt Red fans, the people who like these style games, who are going to love it. People will 100% sink hours into it. Like, it's going to be a successful game release. I just think after a month of playing it, after 2 months are people still going to be playing it like they were playing The Witcher 3 and grinding that game out? I don't know. I feel like the hype is so high around this game that, one small mistake inside of the game, any bugs, anything is just going to make it tank.
Yeah, if it has a really bad release, then that's going to, like, why'd I wait so long if it's just, like, bad right now?
Yeah, and that's honestly true. Like, they better not have any bugs in this game, which I know is so hard to say for game developers. Like, every game has bugs. I get it. But, like, for how long this game has been, talked about and now been on the delayed, all the releases being delayed, you got to think that the game has to be polished really well, or you would expect at least for it to be really polished.
Yeah, so, the game went gold on October 10th.
Yeah, and what is going gold? Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah, going gold means that the game is done, and all they have left to do is just optimize and then get it shipped out. So they're just working on that day 1 patch.
And that was
so it's October 10th, and now it's
okay.
delayed.
Okay.
So it's really concerning.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's definitely concerning. I wasn't able to find any. I didn't look super hard for it. I was trying to find pre-order numbers to see if anything's been like affected by them. I don't think they're releasing any pre-order information just yet. Because I'm curious to see if anybody is fed up with it. Are they just gonna, just cancel their pre-order and just get it whenever? Like, I'm just curious. I know I had one coworker in my old job, because the game was supposed to come out in April, like you said. He actually built a brand new PC in March, anticipating the release of this game. He had me help. And this is when COVID first started, so I actually FaceTimed with him to help him build his PC, because he's never built a PC before. So I was doing it over FaceTime with him, and he kept talking to me how he's so excited for the game and how he can't wait for it to come out. And then here we are, October 28th. It's still not out. It's going to be coming out December 10th now, maybe, hopefully. And this guy's running really old parts now. He had a 2080. I mean, all the 30 series cards are out. Granted, those were going to come out anyway. That 2080 was still going to be quote unquote old then, if the game came out in April, but still. So I know that, like I said, the hype's high around the game, but I hope it can live up to its expectations, but I don't know. I'm very weary of it not.
Yeah, the only really big issues that I saw people having with the delay was I just took all this week off. Now I have to cancel it and then do it again. And they've probably done it for the other releases.
Did you see
so the boss geez.
Did you see? So obviously the guy who runs these social media accounts is not the person making the big decisions if the game's going to be delayed or not.
Yes.
The day before they announced the delay, someone tweeted at CD Projekt Red and said, "Hey, I am about to put in my request to take that week of work off. Can you confirm there's no more delays?" And the response back was 100% confirmed, no delays.
Oh.
The next day, So obviously the guy that runs a social media account, he doesn't know that, but that just looks terrible
That's
for
awful.
them, you know. So yeah, that was all over Reddit. People were just like, well, that sucks for that guy. So who
Poor
knows?
guy.
Yeah, hopefully he can get his time reversed and not have that week off, because he doesn't need that week off now.
Yeah.
No, so
Oh.
I don't know. I guess we'll see coming up with Cyberpunk. See, you know, what they're gonna do. Are we gonna have any more delays, or is it actually gonna come out December 10th? I hope so. I mean, I will say I'm one of the people that is excited to play the game. I've not pre-ordered it. I probably won't. I'll just get it when it comes out. I am excited to give it a try, but you know, I have my reservations. My reservations.
I'm not getting it.
No,
nothing I can play it on can run it well.
that's true.
Except if I do get the PS5, then that will run it pretty well. But I don't. I think I might save it until after. Maybe everything's calmed down. See if everybody enjoyed it.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get into our second topic, which was a topic you came up with for us, and it's a pretty big one in not just this game, but a lot of games. But Valorant has released their, and I don't think this was like recent. I think they released it like a month ago, I believe.
Was it? I can't tell
think.
when.
I'm not sure, but so they released their new Elder Flame Ultra Edition skin set.
Yeah.
Let me actually. It is a mouthful. I'm gonna go ahead and put this image up on screen real quick so you guys can see it.
Okay.
So this right here is the Elder Flame skin set. It comes with a knife, a frenzy, a judge, a vandal, and an operator. Those are just names of weapons that are in game. That are just in game in Valorant. So basically, as you can see, maybe you can tell, not tell, they turn your weapons into dragons, quote unquote. They make them look like dragons, and
yep.
The issue with the skins and why we're bringing this up is because of the cost associated with these 5 digital skins. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the price? I can talk about it, but you can talk about it if you like, because it was your topic. So
number of VP.
The number of VP, according to this Reddit post that I found, and I would like to credit real quick UDER Carrot Der Carrot 27. He did the math on all of this, but he said it's 9,900 VP points, which roughly comes out to a little over $100 US for these 5 skins.
And to clarify, VP is the in-game currency.
Yes, that's the in-game currency. Thank you for pointing that out. If you don't play Valorant, yes, that's the in-game currency.
So everything, you can buy it all separately. So the melee is 49.50 VP, which is $50.
So the knife skin itself is $50. So you get a quote unquote discount if you buy all 5 together.
Yeah, and then each gun is 24.75 VP, which is $25. I don't know why the melee is like so much smaller and like less. You get less with it because the guns have animations and like tracers when you level them up, but the melee just stays the same the whole time. So I have no clue why it's $50 more, or 25 in my pardon.
Yeah. So I think the reason that and I'm not agreeing with this tactic at all. I think the reason the knife is more is because like you have games like CS:GO and stuff where the knife is the rarest weapon. You know, if you have a knife, that's like, oh, you got the best skin, whatever. So I think that's the reason the knife is more. Not agreeing with it. Don't think that it should be that way.
Yeah,
but the one thing that I was reading, I don't play Valorant any longer. I used to play that game before skins, right? I was still in beta. It might have even been an alpha. I don't know. You know, first person shooters are that's my shit. I love first person shooters. So, you know, I'm always interested in those. But I was reading about these specific skins because they caught my attention when you said, hey, these are mad expensive. And these skins are kind of, from what I'm taking from the subreddit, pay to win. They can be upgraded, and you can upgrade the fire rate and apparently the damage dealt. Now, I'm going just strictly off of what people are saying on the subreddit. I personally, again, haven't played the game. I don't own these skins, so I can't tell you that for sure. But I think that is a huge problem if that is true. If they really are pay to win, if they do go up in damage and you can upgrade them, because that Der Carrot guy from Reddit, he did the math on how much it would cost to fully upgrade every weapon skin just by purchasing the points. So $100 already to buy all 5 if you buy the package.
Yeah.
Then to upgrade all 5 of them, it's an additional $292. So you're going to spend almost $400 to upgrade just 5 skins in a game. It's just pixel skins. That's $400. You can buy, I'm pretty sure, the cheapest Xbox that's coming out. You can buy a 3070 for that price. You could buy 4 AAA title games. Yeah, I mean, you could, depending where you go, you could buy a couch. Oh, you could buy a fridge for that price. Or you can just, pay to upgrade your skins in game and have cool looking dragon skins. Which, and this is going to sound like I'm against skins in games. I'm not. I'm against this model of implementing it. If you want to spend money on skins, that's great. I think this is a little excessive. Like,
I've never played Valorant before, but I'm pretty sure the only way to get these skins is by paying for them. I don't think you can earn them like in CSGO.
So from what I was reading, you can earn VP, like their points, their in-game currency, but in order to unlock this set, someone was saying it would take like an ungodly amount of hours and like grinding time for you to earn the amount to do it. So you can technically earn them, which is like what Riot would say, why it's okay. Like, hey, you don't have to pay for them. You can earn them. You know what I mean? I mean, it might be impossible to earn them. It's going to take you forever, but you can. So that'd be their argument against it, but it would take forever. So I think that's a little ridiculous. The one game that I was very big into, and I would purchase skins. So again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm against skins. And I necessarily wouldn't buy skins. I would buy the crates to unlock them. And I'm talking about CSGO. But CSGO's skin model is a little different. At the end of matches, you have an opportunity to unlock, basic skins. You're not going to get anything nice, so you can earn a little bit of money there. But you can get the boxes through there. And what you have to do, a box is typically, if you're going to buy one on the market, like 10 cents maybe. And then you have to buy a key for $2.50 to unlock that box and potentially get a skin for 3 cents or potentially $500, $600. It really just depends the rarity of the item that you're going to unlock. That's more of like gambling, and I'm not saying that's the better route because it's not. You could spend $100 on, $100 on opening boxes in CSGO and walk away with legitimately like $1 in profit. Do you know what I mean? So in Valorant's way, if you want to just say, hey, whatever, screw it. If I'm going to spend $100, I'm just going to buy these skins and I'll get exactly what I want. So you really have to I would personally never buy a $100 skin set, but on the flip side, same. I can tell you right now, I've definitely spent more than $100 on opening CSGO boxes. So I think it's like, if you're doing the boxes, 1 or 2 at a time, it's only like $2, $3, $5 here and there. Yeah. Not a big deal. I think for me in my mind, it's like seeing the $100 come out right away just to buy 5 skins is like, wow, damn, that's a lot of money. Like, why am I spending, $100 on 5 skins?
Yeah, and it's also over a prolonged experience, because when did CSGO come out? I can't remember.
CSGO, I mean, obviously Counter-Strike itself has been out since like 1999 or something. But yeah, I think CSGO came out in 2012 or 2013.
Okay. So and you've been playing since then?
I didn't play on release. I played like probably 6 months after release. So okay. Yes, I've been playing for a while. But
yeah, that's still a lot of build up.
It is, yeah. So
over the game is super recent. They already want you to spend that much.
Yeah, it is. And another thing about Valorant is it's so new. It does have a pro scene and stuff like that. Like you have Hiko, people got teams, but it really hasn't had like a major or a performance or anything to show like, is this game going to be successful in the like actual pro competitive scene? Like, yes, you might have people who are going to continuously play the game, but like I think what keeps CSGO so popular is being able to watch tournaments every other weekend. They're not all majors, but still you get to watch these pro players every other weekend, on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever, go out and perform and play. And like if you see one of your favorite pro players having a skin, sometimes that makes you want a skin. So like we don't know what's going to happen with Valorant is basically what I'm saying. So I think it's crazy that Valorant is... Oh, also, I wanted to make a point on this. So this is the first skin set that they've released of their Ultra Edition. Yep. So I went and found like what their skin like,
Hello?
What? Oh no. Oh no. Can you hear me yet?
Bill?
Can you hear me? Am I back yet?
Yeah, I lost you for a
Oh
second.
no. Okay, hold on. All right, sorry about that, guys. I think my
Can you hear
internet.
me?
Yeah, I think my internet dropped down for a quick second there. I apologize. Hopefully I'm
Yeah,
back.
stream died a bit.
Are you? Can you hear me now? Are we good, Zoo?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So the one thing I wanted to say that I was talking about was the tiering of their skin. So like the different tier levels that they have. So they
Okay.
have their. This is from their base tier, like your gray weapon, all the way up to like the rarest ones. You have select, deluxe, premium, ultra, and then exclusive. So Ultra, this is their first Ultra Edition skin that they've released so far, which
Hmm.
is $100 for the 5 skins, and then $292 to fully upgrade them. What do you think they're going to charge for the exclusive skins? Just curious, if the Ultra, which isn't the most rare yet, is already at $100, or if you want to buy the knife individually, like you said, $50 or $25 for individual weapons, what do you think the exclusive skins are going to cost?
I honestly don't
Like,
think it's gonna be anything past 150.
it can't,
Like
right?
anything past that is gonna be like, all right, this is too much.
I mean, honestly, it really depends on the success of these skins to determine what they're going to want to charge for the exclusive set. If they can get
Hmm.
away with people paying the $100 and then the $292 to upgrade the guns right away, um, you know, uh, they can go ahead and charge 250, 300, like whatever they want. They might charge 100 or 150 just for the knife again, for the melee weapon, whatever it might be in
Yeah.
the exclusive. It really just depends what people do with their wallets, right? That's what game developers, or like the people who are making these decisions in charge, are determining what they're going to charge based on what the trends they see of people spending to begin with. So I guess time will tell on this, on Valorant, and what Riot's going to do with their skins moving forward.
Yeah, it. I'm surprised that they haven't started doing like character skins yet, because that would be a huge market for them. If people are already buying these for $100,
Hmm.
imagine if they brought out character skins.
Yeah,
That's just gonna bring it even way up.
yeah,
So it could even go to 200 if they say, "Hey, we got a few character
yeah. Get these weapon
skins in
skins
here."
and these character skins all together. 250 right here, baby. Come on, easy. So we'll see. Um,
Yeah,
Okay, on to our next topic, which was a big one. This announcement happened today. AMD, they announced their new GPUs, their new graphics cards, and they're pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. They're actually,
I haven't looked at them.
yeah. I've done a little bit of research on these, so I would like to say for anybody watching, anybody listening at home, um, I did go look at like the press release. I didn't get to watch the actual event because I was at work, so I looked at the press release and I looked at a few different websites. So I did. Decent research into the topic, but this is not like a you should buy this over this comment, or like we're not promoting one or the other. Do your own research. I'm just going off of high level overview stuff that I found. So they released their new GPUs today, called the Radeon R6. It's the 6000 series. So they released the 6900 XT, the 6800 XT, and then a 6800. Now these are
Okay.
coming out to directly compete against the 3090, 3080, and the 3070 of Nvidia's cards. So I figured what we could do real quick is just kind of walk through the how they compare against each other. It
Yeah.
shouldn't take too long. We can start at the base end, the lower cards, which are really pretty solid, which is going to be the 6800 versus the 3070. So the AMD card, the 6800. And if this is like just super boring, let me know and I'll stop, because this is kind of just numbers right here. So it
Yeah.
might be
It's all
boring. Yeah,
analytics.
it's all analytics. So the base clock of the 6800 is 1800 megahertz, which is 90 hertz megahertz higher than the boost clock of the 3070. So the boost clock is when the card is at its peak performance and hitting its highest speeds. The base clock of the 6800 is already 90 hertz higher than the fastest speeds the 3070 is going to do. And
Hmm.
be used to that, because that's like the trend all the way down, which I was surprised, but we'll still talk about the 3070 and the 6800. So one of the differences though is all of these cards have 16 gigs of VRAM, which is a lot, especially for the lower end card. The 3070
Yeah.
only has 8 gigs of VRAM, which is pretty impressive for their base card, you know, quote unquote base card, their cheaper card, that it's going to come with 16 gigs of VRAM. And that card is $579, which I believe a 3070 is $500. I think a 3070 is $500 and a 3080 is $700. So the card is $80 more, but you're getting faster clocks, you're getting a better compute time, and you're getting double the VRAM, which is going to definitely, there's really no future proofing, but it's going to be more of a future proof than a 3070 would be.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive because I think the 3070 and the 3080, and along with the 6800 and the 6800 XT, those are like the cards that most consumers are going to purchase, right? Like your 3900 or your 3090 and your 6900 XT, those are like your high-end cards, the ones that, you know, the enthusiasts are going to purchase. Those are the ones that are hitting $1,000, $1,500, those kind of prices. So for their 3070 series card, or their 6800, already having those kind of specs, I think that's going to be the one. If I'm looking at a 3070, probably going to look to spend another $80 and go with the 6800, to be honest. I just don't see why you wouldn't. For the money, why would you not?
Yeah, I'm thinking of building a computer once I get a job and get started up. So I might actually go to AMD. I've been a Nvidia fan for a bit.
So I mean, I have a 1080 Ti in my computer right now. I've always purchased Nvidia cards. I've never had an AMD. That's a lot. When I first built my computer, my very first computer, I bought a 2070X, I believe, and it was dead on arrival. And we'll go back to these first impression things, and that was my first impression of AMD, and I was like, nah, forget that. I'm just going to Nvidia. My old Nvidia card I had didn't crap out on me. It wasn't dead on arrival. And I know this has nothing to do with them, and things like that can happen.
Yeah.
I'm more, you know, well versed in, you know, the PC building world now, and I understand that, you know, DOAs can happen. But that was my first impression of AMD, and I was like, no, forget it. Never going back to them. But once I get through the rest of these, like, they sound very, very tempting. Like, it's the cards are really solid. So let's go to the 6800 XT against the 3080. So the ones I'm comparing them to are basically what AMD is saying. These are the direct competitors of those cards. So the 3080 is what I wanted to purchase and what I've been looking to purchase. And now I don't know. But so the base clock of the 6800 XT is 2000 megahertz, which is 200 megahertz higher than the 6800, which the clocks really aren't. Not that they're not super important, but like it really comes down to like other performance, like the VRAM and, you know, like the compute power that they have. So the clock's super important though. I'm not trying to like, you know, whatever. But the boost clock is 2200 megahertz. The 3080 only has a boost clock. So the boost clock of the 6800 is 2200 megahertz. Okay, 2200. The 3080 card, the Nvidia card, its boost clock is 1700. So the card has 500 more megahertz, like 500 megahertz more in terms of boost speeds. That's insane. And these prices are the 6800 XT is $50 less. It's $649.
The 3080?
Yeah, it's $649, and the 3080 is $699.99. Now, granted, right now you can't find like any 3080s, so a ton of them are like $800. Assuming the same thing's going to happen with the 6800 XT when it comes out, people are going to buy it like crazy, and you know the prices are going to go up. People are going to try to resell them on eBay. So we'll see what happens to the prices. But just MSRP, it is $50 less, and just like outperforms the 3080 straight up on clock speeds. It also has 16 gigs of VRAM. All the cards do, and the 3080 only has 10 gigs of VRAM, which is impressive, but 16 gigs of VRAM is much more impressive. Now, I will say this though, the 3080 and the 3090, I'll talk about it when I get to the 3090. They're using the GDDR6X VRAM, which is significantly faster than just the regular GDDR6, which is what the AMD cards are using. But still, you have 6 extra gigs of VRAM, which will play a factor in a lot of like your high-end gaming, 4K gaming, and 8K gaming and stuff like that whenever that really becomes available. So then we come down to the 3090 and the 6900 XT. which is their both, Nvidia and AMD's high-end cards. These are their ones that the enthusiasts are going to purchase. Right off the bat, I'll just start with the prices. The 6900 XT is $1,000. The 3090, I'm almost positive, is $1,499.99, so $1,500. So a $500 difference. So we'll start right there with the bat, $500 difference. It has the same exact clock speeds as the 6800 XT, but it has a 80 compute power versus 72, which is like, we don't got to get into it. It's just a higher number. Because I don't want to make this like super boring and whatever.
Yeah.
So clock speeds are the exact same, but the one thing that 3090 has over the 6900 XT is the 3090 comes with 24 gigs of VRAM, and it's also running that GDDR6X, which is like the way superior VRAM over the 16 gigs of VRAM on the 6900 XT. One thing that I think is interesting about that, and I said it's cool for the 6800, I don't understand why the 6800, the 1600 XT, and then your big enthusiast card 6900 XT all have the same 16 gig VRAM.
Yeah, that's interesting to me.
It's great for the lower end cards because it like literally blows all the other Nvidia ones out of the water, but I feel like you're going to want to go ahead and your enthusiast card that's going to be competing against the 3090, you would want to like have it spec'd out almost the exact same, but it's also $500 cheaper. And you're going to get pretty much the same performance, if not better. Now, you got to take these with a grain of salt. I was looking at the benchmark results that AMD released, and of course, nobody's going to release benchmarks that say their card is worse. So every card outperformed every 30 series card, right? But the 6900 XT on the benchmarks that AMD released basically just destroy the 3090. And you're going to save $500 on it. So again, you got to take those with a grain of salt because it's literally being released from the company. Of course, they're going to say their cards are better. But I don't know. I think that's pretty crazy. It's been a while since I think AMD has really had a true competitive card out there to go against like the Nvidia cards. Yeah, their CPUs have been great recently, right? Like we're not talking about AMD versus Intel. We're talking about their GPUs right now. This was a hell of an announcement today. I really think people are going to start looking towards the AMD cards. And people were
I definitely am.
And what's crazy? Whenever Nvidia announced the 30 series cards and the pricing and the clocks and everything have, people were like, "Wow, this is insane! I can't believe Nvidia was able to do this." Then AMD turns around and just destroys it, like just absolutely blows Nvidia like out of the water. Which
when Adam told us about it, he's like, "Hey, they're doing an announcement." I was like, "It's AMD. I don't care." But now I'm like, maybe I should start checking their stuff out more.
Yeah,
maybe they're really coming up.
They really are. And I was looking into it, like I said, and I didn't get to dive into it a lot. It was kind of just a high level overview stuff. But I really need to make a decision now on what I want to do. Like I don't even know when they released.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to see when the release dates were. So I apologize for
But
not
they
telling you
did
the
release a release date?
I don't know if they talked about a release date. Like I have no idea.
Okay.
I just know they announced them. So I apologize to everyone listening if you're wondering, well, when can I buy this great card? I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look it up. I do apologize. But so now I got to really personally, like I said, I've been looking to buy a 3080. Now I really got to sit back and think like, is AMD worth it? It kind of feels like it is.
Yeah, especially with that 16 gig instead of the 3070 has 8?
3070 has 8, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd play a big factor in.
I mean, you're doubling your RAM right there if you go with the 6800. If you just go with their base cards, you're doubling your RAM right off the bat, and you have higher clock and boost speeds. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to put that on my list.
Yeah, but let's get in to our last topic here. I'm gonna kind of let you take the lead on this one because I don't know anything about this game. I don't have any talking points at all, so I'm gonna kind of just chime in, with what you say.
Yeah, this is a very anticipated game that has absolutely nothing about it. It's Elden Ring, and we got a new rumor that's hopefully true, because we haven't had anything except for a small little teaser back in E3 2019. We had a small cinematic trailer of what the story could be, but nothing really connected. So it was the rumor comes from 4chan, which is
it's a super reliable source.
Yeah.
Also, I'm being told real quick that the AMD cards, sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, are going to be released mid-November. like November
Okay.
18th
Okay.
is when they're going to go on sale. So anyway, back to Elden Ring. If you don't mind,
Yeah.
can you give a brief overview of what Elden Ring is?
Elden Ring is a From Software game that's coming up. It's it's very if you don't know who From Software is, they're the makers that did Dark Souls, Sekiro, just
Okay.
won Game of the Year,
Okay.
uh, Bloodborne on PS4, and now they're making Elden Ring. It's not going to be exclusive like Bloodborne was, and it's very not well known because we don't have much information. We know that George R. Martin is on the story.
Oh, is this his game? Well, not his game, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
one that he. Okay, I actually, it might have been from you or someone. I heard about this, but I'm gonna let
yeah.
you go
Our
ahead. I'm gonna let you
Thing and
finish.
I
Yeah,
talked to you about it when it
yeah,
was first shown, and you're like, I
yeah,
don't like Dark Souls, but I might
yeah,
get into that.
yeah. I could. I like Game of Thrones, obviously not season 8, but
Yeah,
that wasn't any of George R. R. Martin's stuff, right? That was all you know B&B, and they didn't do very good at it. But anyway, I
yeah.
digress.
I also
Yeah,
wanted to talk about that because we haven't had a book from George in forever,
wasn't it
and
like
now
20
he's
some
working on a
years now?
game.
Yeah.
So it's like, which one's gonna come out first, the book or the game?
Well, let's hope that the game. Well, we want the book, but if the game's already been
Yeah,
announced, we still don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know what you're talking about, the Elden leak or
yeah,
whatever from 4chan. But I would assume the game would come first. Obviously, everybody wants the book. We want to see how the real ending is supposed to be because what we got for season 8 was not it. But I don't even know if he knows. I mean, I honestly think he hasn't wrote a book
yeah,
since like I think it's been like legitimately 20 years, like since his
yeah. And I
last
think
book,
there's still
like the
two books
release.
left.
Yeah.
So after the
So
next one releases, we still gotta wait for the true ending,
yeah,
which could take however long.
yeah. But anyway, go
But
ahead. I
yeah,
keep taking us off track. I'm sorry.
no, it's all good. The 4 Chan post claims that the game is going to be released in late March and early April
Of next year, 2021.
of next year.
Okay.
Yes, which maybe there's not a lot of uh source material to go off of that because
Right.
we haven't had a trailer. We only had the cinematic that was last year, so it's kind of hard for like, hey, it's getting released in what is it, 6 or 7 months,
Yeah, I
and we
mean,
haven't had anything.
5 months. Yeah, I mean, that seems a little aggressive, but they could go on
Yeah,
an aggressive marketing strategy, December if they really wanted. But it seems aggressive to say in 5 months, potentially 6 months, that we're going to get this game that no one knows anything about.
yeah, yeah. It also claimed that we're going to get a reveal at Game Awards, which is going
Oh.
to be December 10th.
December 10th, big day.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk and a reveal of Elden Ring.
Oh yeah, that's
That's a
when that
big,
goes live.
it's a big day. They might want to push their, I don't know. We'll see.
They might want to push it early so
So it
nobody's
doesn't
watching.
so it doesn't get overshadowed by Cyberpunk release.
Yeah, it's very likely that it could get revealed, but we also don't know because it's FromSoft,
Okay.
and they're very silent on stuff. But it also, the post said that we're gonna get cross-platform play before for Elden Ring, co-op and multiplayer on PC and Xbox, but not PlayStation.
Hmm.
But it could become a feature later on,
I wonder why
which is
specifically.
interesting.
Yeah, I feel like if
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
don't
do
think we.
crossplay, like if you're able to do between Xbox and PC, I feel like it should be doable. Like so for like Call of Duty, for example, like you have the option to
Yeah,
crossplay, with everybody, and it works, like between PS4, Xbox, and like PC. Like why? I wonder why they're only doing those two first.
yeah. I don't think we've
That's
ever had a game that's had cross-platform between two things, but then not the other,
not the
and then
other. Yeah,
saying, "Oh, we're gonna do that later on."
yeah. That's
It's
interesting.
really interesting.
Now this is all hearsay, right? This is all based on
Yeah,
the 4chan leak or whatever. So none
exactly.
of this is confirmed, guys. We're just kind of going off of what we found or what you saw.
Yeah, there's also been multiple sources saying that we're not going to hear anything about Elden Ring in 2020.
Okay.
So we got no clue what's going on.
Okay. So
It's gonna suck if we don't hear anything at all in 2020 because I'm
yeah.
super excited about this game.
So do we know what kind of
But
like like style it's going to be like at all? Is it like RPG, like MMO? Like do we have any idea like what it's going to
I
be?
think
Or
it's like an RPG, almost like Dark Souls,
okay.
but it's more like fantasy instead of, or I don't even know what genre Dark Souls would be considered.
Just
Exactly.
torture, I think. From what I've heard, it's just torture. That's the genre. To play the game, it's torture.
Yeah. I heard there's like horse, and it's gonna be like people have compared it to. It's gonna be like Breath of the Wild,
Oh,
and you have to
okay.
go around saving towns, and there's like groups that you can join, which are called covenants in
Okay.
Dark Souls,
Okay.
and that's gonna affect the story and stuff. But that's all speculation, so
Yeah,
we
that's
have
all.
no
So,
like concrete stuff that's saying this is what it's gonna be like.
okay.
So
And
it's so weird.
so we potentially might find out more on December 10th. You know, at
Let's hope.
at game. What'd you call it? Game what?
Game Awards.
Game Awards. Yes, Game Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds super interesting. I mean, all you know, from what we know, which is not a lot, but I would love
Yeah.
to see like kind of a Breath of the Wild with, you know, George R. R. Martin's like style, like a
Yeah.
kind of a Game of Thrones thing, not necessarily copying Game of Thrones and being Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, but like that would be pretty sick if that's true. I mean, for me
Yeah.
personally, I think that'd be a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, especially for me because I just finished Dark Souls 1 the other day and I'm almost done with Dark Souls 3. So now that I'm like, I've gotten through a lot of it, I'm like, Elden Ring is going to be incredible if it's done right.
I know
Which
a lot
software has always done.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are high on Dark Souls 3 and, you know, they like
Yeah.
love that game. So anything that's coming out from them, the developers should be a hit. And you add George R. R. Martin behind it,
Mm-hmm.
should
They just
be
had
successful.
Sekiro as Game of the Year last year.
Yeah, that too. I
So they're
forgot
on a
Sekiro,
high
yeah.
streak, and I'm hoping that they continue it with this next game.
Yeah, that would 100% be nice. I hope we get to see more about it. I know we don't know a ton just
Yeah.
yet, but I actually am I'm interested in hearing more about it.
Yeah, just like even the rumors are just hyping it more.
Yeah.
Even though like it's nothing concrete. It's like, oh, it could go this way, or it could go that way. It's just like, I don't know if they're gonna flip my expectations on its side,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna love it even more, or what?
Or
What
if you're
they're
gonna
gonna
hate,
do.
yeah, what you're gonna do. Well, I guess
Yeah.
only time will tell. We'll find out soon. You know, hopefully it's on
Exactly.
December 10th.
Hopefully,
Yeah. But do
We'll
you have
have to
anything
keep
else
an
you
eye
want
out.
to talk about?
not really.
No? Okay.
I haven't had any topics that have been like good enough.
Yeah,
Really,
I know.
it's been a slow week.
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I feel like we had to kind of piece a lot of this together because, you know, we want to
Yeah.
put these out, like I said, every week, guys. And it was, you know, last week we didn't have many topics. We ran out of time. We just couldn't do it. But if
Yeah.
that's all for today, I think we're done, guys. I want to thank you all very
Yeah.
much for stopping in. As always, I will be streaming after this. I'm going to do what I always do just to make sure that I can save just this specific VOD. I will be ending the stream right now, and then I will be coming back live literally in like 2 minutes. So if you want to watch what we're going to be playing next, which probably is just going to be Call of Duty. I don't know what else to play at this point.
Yeah.
Really nothing else, you know, out there to play. But yeah, so I will be ending the stream. I will be right back. So we're going to be playing Call of Duty. But before I go, Zoo, I want to say thank you very much, man. As
Thank
always,
you.
it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Appreciate it.
I look
Yeah.
forward to our conversation next week, and hopefully
Yeah,
we got some
hopefully
more.
we have a lot of more topics
Yeah,
to go through.
I was like, hopefully it's some more interesting topics. But yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, guys, that's it. Everyone, thank you for stopping in, and we'll be uploading this episode really soon.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.